Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Radio frequency is the technology that changed my face. I am 52 years old. I do not get any Botox, fillers, plastic surgery, and I didn't start my skincare journey until I was about 47 years of age and didn't get into beauty devices until about 48, 49 years of age. And I'm telling you, they work. And that's what my channel is all about. A lot of people think that there is only one thing that they can do is just go in office, and that's not the case. And I'm here. That's what I do. I test beauty devices and skincare. So if that's your jam, please subscribe. I would love to have you. And I'm going to show you a before and after here. This was about 4 years ago where I started with microcurrents. And then you can see that when I added in radio frequency to my skincare routine, things really took off. And that is what helped to tighten my sagging skin. And I swear by radio frequency, I've been using it for 4 years and I'm telling you, it works. Now, I always get which radio frequency device is the most effective and which is the best. I unfortunately can't tell you what is the most effective. I'm not an engineer or a scientist. I have experience using these. I have done before and after photos for all of these devices, and I will share that with you. I will tell you my recommendations. I will tell you my experience, but I can tell you that these devices that I'm sharing with you right now are my favorite, and I recommend any one of these devices. So that is something I can tell you. Please note that I'm not a dermatologist. I'm not an esthetician. So I'm not diagnosing anything. I'm just giving you my opinion and my recommendation based on years of research and use. Also, let's just get this right out of the way. Will radio frequency cause fat loss? No, at-home radio frequency will not cause fat loss. You do not need to worry about that. And I get so frustrated by the fear mongering that is out there. Radio frequency in office is a completely different thing. And if you are getting radio frequency in office, it definitely could melt the fat in your face for sure. Those devices are powered at 150 watts. These devices are powered anywhere from 5 to 20 watts. Complete difference here. And the person that is providing the treatment for you in office, if they are not really experienced, they could do things just not right. And I've heard so many horror stories about how they've lost fat in their face. So at home, it's not going to happen. So don't worry about it. If it did, it would be happening to me. I've been using them for almost 4 years and I use them every single week. So trust me, you don't need to worry. The best device is going to be the device that you can be consistent with, because these are devices that you're going to have to use all the time. So just keep that in mind. Find the one that you can truly be consistent with. And I'm telling you, you're going to see change and you're going to be happy. And if any of you have any of these devices, please let us know in the comment section below. I'm just one person. I've tested these, but it's always great to hear from you as well, so that if someone is, on the hunt for a radio frequency device, we've got a lot of knowledge and it's going to help, that person to make the best purchasing decision. These devices are obviously not cheap and you want to find the best device. And I totally get it. And I hope that this is going to be helpful for you. I'm going to be breaking down the specifications of these devices and also letting you know my experience and recommendations, who I would recommend these devices for. Really quickly, what is radio frequency? Radio frequency is going to help lift sagging skin. And it does that by applying heat in radio frequency waves to the skin that reaches to the dermis. And it causes enough stress in the skin that when that skin heals, it produces more collagen. And we want more collagen to tighten the face. And it works. The first device that I'm going to share is the Newa radio frequency device. This was my very first radio frequency device. I purchased it myself. And this is the device that changed my skin 4 years ago. And I'm going to go ahead and show you my before and afters here. I started off with microcurrent. And then when I added in radio frequency, I think that you can really see that my skin just really took off and it really tightened. And I do believe that radiofrequency paired with microcurrent or EMS technology is really going to be powerhouses. And if you're on the hunt for a microcurrent device, check out this video because I do a complete comparison on 7 microcurrent devices. So check that out. I think it's going to be very helpful for you. This is a radiofrequency only device. It does not have any other technologies in this device. It has 2 intensity levels. I actually prefer the corded one. Now they have a cord one and they also have a wireless one. And the reason that I like the cord one is because, well, the cord is long also, but it's cheaper. It's more affordable. And I like that for the wireless one, I always think, okay, those lithium batteries, they eventually wear out and wear down after so much use, like a few years or so, and then you have to repurchase. I don't think you're going to need to do that with this. So that's why I like actually the corded one on this device. This is 10 watts. And what's really interesting in how this really stands out is that it uses 3 deep technology. That is technology that many in-office radiofrequency devices use because of its efficacy. So Newa has figured out a way to take that 3 deep technology and put it in an at-home device. And I'm telling you, as you can see from my results, it's definitely effective. The results speak for themselves. So this is a great device. With any radiofrequency device, you are always going to want to go on the high end. So if the company recommends 3 to 5 times a week, the first month, you're always going to want to go to that 5 or whatever the highest is. If the company says 2 to 3 times a week, you want to go 3 times a week for the first month. You want to kind of get that boost of collagen the first month. And then after that, you can go down. So I suggest starting out with 5 days a week on this for the first month. And then after that, go about 3 to 5 days a week based on your schedule. Now with this device, there are certain zones that you use it on. So you can use it on, this is like zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, and it's 4 minutes per zone. So just keep that in mind. You can use this on the face. You cannot use it underneath the eye area, and that is really important. If you were just to use this right here and on the jowl area, that is going to be a 16-minute treatment. So keep that in mind, and it would be 5 days a week. So again, would you be able to be consistent with that? This is $320. However, you can always get this about $200, if not lower. I've got a discount and they're always running sales, and my discount does work on top of sales as well. Actually, I have discounts on all of these devices, just so you know. Who do I recommend this for? I recommend this for really anyone. If you are willing to put forth the effort because of that 16-minute time, and if you want to use it on the neck, it's going to take more time, and you are okay with being, around 5 times a week. This is going to be brilliant for the person that has beginning signs of aging. If you have advanced signs of aging, this is really going to be a great device. And if you have beginning signs of aging and you wanted to start this, I would probably start out with the 5 days a week. And then afterwards, I would go to only about 3 days a week. That's if you're a beginner. Okay. Like beginner, I mean like beginning signs of aging. You're just starting to see those fine lines. You're just starting to see some sagging in the skin. So just kind of keep that in mind. The method on here is a smooth method. And what I mean by that is some of these devices have a smooth method or they have a stamping method. The stamping method is where you're holding it on there and then taking it off and then going to the next area. This is smooth. So you're constantly going to need to move it. So keep that in mind as well. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the Nebulyft. This is their R2 device. This is, again, another brilliant device. This is 5 watts. Don't let that scare you. Some people think because it's 5 watts, it's not going to be very powerful. That is not the case at all. Look at my before and afters. I think that they speak for themselves. What's really interesting, this is a radio frequency only device. So there's no other features on this device except for radio frequency, and there are 5 intensity levels. This is a smooth method. Again, it's not stamping. What's really cool and the way that this stands out is the megahertz change on this device. It's going to detect the thickness of your skin and change the megahertz on how deep it's going to go. I love that. And the reason I love that is because it can detect when you're on like that, those delicate areas underneath the eye, and it's going to change the megahertz so that you can use it underneath the eye. And if y'all know, I love radiofrequency underneath the eye area, because if you start to get that like sagging skin here, it gets really crepey and it gets really loose, it's going to help to tighten the area. And it's also going to help to minimize those fine lines. It's my favorite technology now for underneath the eye area. So while this device is a bit pricey, it's $549, I feel like you're getting two devices in one. You're getting a radiofrequency for the eye as well as radiofrequency for the face and neck. So you can use it everywhere, and you can use it on the forehead as well. So that's great about this device. This is going to be 2 minutes per zone. So 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, like that. Okay, so we're talking about 10 minutes, and you are going to need to use this device the first month at least 7 days a week. So you can see that this is going to be more frequent, and that's because of that 5 watts, but it's okay. It's not as long. So that's good too. So, but you do need to keep that in mind. Am I going to be able to do it 10 minutes every single day? And then after that first month, you could go definitely between 5 to 7 days a week. I think that that is something that you're going to have to play around with. More advanced signs of aging, I would get to the 6 to 7, and I would always try to take off a day off, because I think that your skin just needs a day off to heal. That's where all the magic happens. So that's my recommendation. Now, who do I recommend this device for? Beginner, advanced signs of aging. If you are looking for a great device and you are okay with putting forth the effort, I think that this device is going to definitely, you're going to be very happy with it. Let's talk about the Amiro R3 Turbo. This is another beautiful device. Of course, obviously all of these are, but this one is interesting in that it has radiofrequency paired with EMS. So this is not a radiofrequency only device. You actually cannot get away from the EMS is what I'm saying also. So if you don't like any stimulation on the face, then this device is definitely not going to be for you, because it's pretty intense. I personally love the combination of radiofrequency paired with EMS or microcurrent, especially for the jowl area. Now, what's really cool about this device, it is 15 watts, which means that you're not going to have to use it as frequently as the other devices. You have 3 treatment modes. There's the RFI. Yes, you can use it on the eye, full face, as well as the jowl area. So that's really cool. And I think it has, let's see, how many intensities does this have? I think it has 5 intensities. This is a smooth method. So again, you are going to keep it moving like this all the time on the face. And the treatments are in about 4 minutes. For full face, 4 minutes. Do you see the difference here? So it's not 4 minutes on one area. It's 4 minutes full face. Okay. So the eye treatment, I think, is 4 minutes also. So like 2 minutes, 2 minutes. So you could get away with this for like 6 minutes, about 2 to 3 times a week. Again, I would start at 3 times a week for the first month, and then you can reevaluate. If you have more advanced signs of aging, I'd stick to the 3 times a week. If you have, less than that, you could probably go 1 to 2. So just kind of keep that in mind. This device is $539, but you can usually get it for under $400. This is going to be great for the beginner. If you are just starting to see, and what I mean by beginner is if you're just starting to see those signs of aging, the EMS on here is really intense. And if you're not really going to feel the heat on here a lot, but it's there. And the reason for it is because the EMS is more intense. So because your face is feeling the EMS, it has a hard time, the sensation of the RF, you're not really feeling, if that makes any sense. It's like it overpowers the RF. And I am a huge EMS user. I've been using it again for like 4 years, and I can only go up to about a level 3 on this device with the EMS because it's that intense. So just kind of keep that in mind. I don't mind it. I love it. But I think that if you are just starting to see signs of aging, this is going to be a great device for you. If you have more advanced signs of aging, you definitely can. This is going to be good. I just think you're going to want to get to that 3 times a week. Okay. And if you are looking for a multifunctional device, you want the eye, you want the everything, this is going to be great as well. So for sure, travels well. Also, who I think this would be a great device for is if you get in office treatments. This is going to be wonderful to prolong those treatments. This can maintain your in-office treatments. So if you get radiofrequency, or let's say you get Botox or fillers, always check with your dermatologist. How long should I wait to be able to do radiofrequency or, microcurrent? It's probably about 3 to 4 weeks is what I'm thinking. And then you can get on with one of these devices, maintain your results. It's going to, so you don't, instead of going in every 3 to 4 months, you could really just go in maybe twice a year, maybe once a year. I mean, it really depends. So keep that in mind as well. This is another one. This one is so pretty. This is by Amiro again. This is their S1. It's like this egg shape. This is again 15 watts. Now this one is different in that it's a stamping method. It has 2 modes. It has the depth mode and it also has the daily mode. The daily mode is going to be a smooth method. So you're like lifting it up like this on the face and you can use it daily. The depth mode is going to be the stamping method. So you're holding it on the skin. It will vibrate after 6 seconds and then you're going to take it off and you're going to go on to the next area. With the depth mode, they really push that you use their face mask with that depth mode. And I really suggest that you do as well. And if you are going to purchase this device, hopefully you can afford that because it's $799. You can usually get it, I think about six something. But those masks, they're not cheap, that's for sure. But I suggest it because you are holding that radiofrequency on your face for 6 seconds. It's hot. And if you don't have anything to as a barrier between the heat and the skin, it's going to be really hot. Your face is going to get red, and I just really don't suggest it. So you could use the gel, okay? They have a gel, but you're going to have to use so much gel. You're going to have to apply it very thick in order to place it on there and to ensure that, you're not feeling the heat so intense. Like, that's what I mean by that. So you would use a lot of gel. And I also love the mask because they have great ingredients. And whenever you're using radiofrequency, also, you really want to keep the skin very hydrated. And so that mask, because the heat is going to be so intense, it really hydrates the skin as well. So I love the mask, and I really do believe that if you're going to get this device, you really want to use the depth mode with the mask. Now the treatments on here, about 4 minutes. The daily mode is 4 minutes. The depth mode is about 8 minutes full face. You cannot use this on the neck and you cannot use this underneath the eyes. So keep that in mind as 3 intensity levels. Now with this device, you're going to feel the radiofrequency more intense. And this also has EMS. So you can't get rid of the EMS. It has radiofrequency paired with EMS. But with this device, you cannot really feel the EMS. It's very light. And that's because the radiofrequency you feel more. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're someone that's like, I don't like a lot of facial stimulation, I don't think you need to worry about this because it's just kind of like a vibration. And it's not painful or anything like that. It's just like a little light tapping. How frequently you're going to use it, I will put this here because it really depends on your skin type. And that is what Amiro states. Now, who is this going to be for? This is really going to be for that person that has advanced signs of aging. So if you have neglected your skin, you're in your 50s, your 60s, even your 70s on up, this is going to be the device that you're going to want because of that stamping method. That stamping method gives you that more targeted treatment, okay? So that's who I recommend this for. The last device, this is by Surebeauty. This is their cavitation machine. I am actually going to post a photo here because it is really big and bulky. It's large. It looks more like something that you would see in office. It's like medical. It's 20 watts. It's a radio frequency, and it also has another type of technology. It has ultrasound, and that ultrasound is supposed to help to melt fat on the body. Yes, you heard right. I haven't experimented with that particular mode just yet, but follow me because I'm going to do that this summer. But the radio frequency on here, you can use all over the face, the neck. It also has a radiofrequency eye treatment. I have used the radiofrequency on the body because you can, and to tighten the crepey skin. So the radiofrequency on the body, if you use it on the body, it's not going to melt fat. It is just going to tighten that top layer of skin. You know how you get like that crepiness as you age and it gets like really laxed? And I did a whole video on here. I did some before and afters. Go ahead and check it out. I really think it works. In radiofrequency for the body, I was like, I don't know about this, but I wanted to check it out, let you guys know. And I really do believe that it works. And it also has that ultrasound technology, which is a completely different probe. And that is going to help to melt fat on your body. That is not what you're going to want to use on your face. You are going to use this on the arm area, the abdomen, the thighs. That's where this is going to work. So there's a lot of studies that ultrasound actually does work to melt fat, but those are in office treatments. Okay, so this is at home. So it's going to take you a lot longer to see results. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you do the radiofrequency face and neck, it's about 15 minutes with this device. The eye area, 10 minutes. If you wanted to use the body ultrasound to melt fat, that is going to be 20 minutes on one area. So if you're doing the abdomen, that is 20 minutes. And you're going to want to do this 2 to 3 times a week. So just kind of keep that in mind. That is so important. What's great about this device is that it has all of that and it's $199. Like, it's crazy. It's really a great price. The downside, though, as you can see, is it's big, it's bulky. You can't travel with it. There's a lot of cords. So that is what is the con about this device. But if you are willing to be like, hey, I'm just going to sit here, I don't need to take it anywhere, you might want to look into this because it's a great affordable device. And I love the modes. So something to keep in mind. All right, there you go. We are finished. If you have any questions about any of these devices, please let me know in the comment section below. I'm really good at getting back to you. And let me know if this was helpful. I just love hearing from you. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you do not miss my upcoming videos. Until next time.